What's going on, everyone? For Daikaiju Legends, this is Jean Melvin with absolutely radioactive ones. It's the show with nuclear questions and even more devastating wings. With me today is the man behind the Daikaiju Legends YouTube channel, Jake D'Annunzio. He's amassed over 30,000 subscribers on YouTube with such hit videos. Joining me today is Zachary Wellington, as everyone knows, Goji Fan 19.
No, hold on. I was Goji Fan 1993's biggest fan, but I've since moved on to G-Man 1954. I'm kind of his biggest fan now. Yep, kind of a big deal.
Okay. And most elusively, Five Nights at Goji's. Thanks for coming, Jake.
I'm glad to be here, Jean. How you doing?
So Jake, how do you do with spicy foods?
I mean, I can't say I'm like the biggest spice lord or anything, but
Right.
you know, I either way, I'm gonna make it through all these wings. I'm gonna push myself to the end. We'll just see how I do.
Yeah, well, I know you'll give it your all just like you do with all your productions. So, what do you say we get into the questions?
Let's do it.
All right. You know, everyone in this fandom has their own way of making their way in here, whether it be through watching a movie randomly or finding something on YouTube. How did you make your way into the Godzilla fandom, and what makes it unique to you?
See, as a kid, I was really into dinosaurs and stuff. And, You okay, dude?
It's really hot.
Oh. And yeah, so, you know, I was really into that as a kid. I collected a lot of toys and stuff. Eventually, somehow, the movie Godzilla's Revenge wound its way into my lap. I watched that, and, you know, the rest is history, as they say.
Careful around the eyes. How did you find your way into the Godzilla community, and tell me that bigger story there?
You know, John, I gotta say, really the first thing that really made me blow up in the Godzilla community definitely has to be when Goji Fan 1993 decided to check me out at G-Fest in 2014. I came, I saw him, he decided to record me on his phone, uploaded me onto his YouTube channel, and history since then. So I'm really grateful for that in a sense, because that really started my platform, which eventually evolved into my Cameo account, which I also now follow the OnlyFans trend.
You have an OnlyFans?
Yes.
You're creating more questions than we have wings for.
Got into collecting when I found my first figure at Walt Disney World, of all places. From humble beginnings, if you will.
Yeah, that's really interesting, you know. We're gonna need more milk. Wow. So, you know, like we mentioned last time, there's just so much media out there relating to Godzilla, kaiju stuff. What other kind of stuff really piques your interest that maybe some people don't know about?
You know, I'm a big Ultraman fan, and I kind of wish a lot of G fans would get into that kind of thing more. Gamera Trilogy's big fun, of course, and there's a lot of really great indie stuff. Well, you know, Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay. There's a lot of really great indie stuff.
Keep going.
Okay. Just making sure you're good. But there's a lot of like.
I'm great.
There's a lot of like indie kaiju stuff that's coming out, like Howl from Beyond the Fog, Kaiju Mono, all sorts of really great stuff that I wish a lot of more Godzilla fans would sort of dive into instead of just. You good?
No, but yeah. Continue.
Okay. I don't have much more to say.
You got it. What other kind of content that's out there do you really get into? Do you like Daikaiju Legends, MIB?
Well, to be honest, I keep my content that I watch strictly Godzilla. You mentioned Daikaiju Legends. I heard that you're doing like a big special for his YouTube channel. The only thing I've really seen from him is Godzilla vs. Kevin. And while that was really fun and all, I couldn't really mesh with the whole show he made with his Zone Fighter. Apparently Godzilla's in like the original show, but he's mixing it with Ultraman. But Ultraman is just like so long and so... Why can't you not?
Why'd you drop the accent for a second? So now it's time for Explain That Gram, where we do a deep dive on our guest's Instagram account, pull up some pictures that need a little bit more context, maybe fill in the blanks of the story that we as the wider audience don't know.
Sure.
Intern,
About time.
Oh, yeah. So that was the last G-Fest that was held in person. I got to meet Shusuke Kaneko, who's a really great guy, very prolific tokusatsu director. You know, GMK, the Gamera trilogy. Love his stuff, but he also did some episodes of Ultraman Max.
How are you fine?
I mean, it's a little spicy, but it's not too bad.
Oh my god, what the hell?
So instead of getting some generic stuff signed by him, I decided to get my Ultraman Max Spark signed by him. Are you? You alright?
Yeah, I'll be good. Continue, please. Tell me about picture.
Yeah, he's Kaneko's son's one of my favorite tokusatsu directors. You know,
Phenomenal.
Now, as we all know, you don't have an Instagram account.
Yes.
And you did earlier promote your OnlyFans, which we knew about. But we frankly weren't willing to pay for that because you're appalling. So we just went on Google and typed in your name. And we found some in-stream pictures that you posted to the Monster Island Buddies subreddit.
Are we really going to be bringing that up?
What's going on here?
I don't.
He's a nice man.
I don't really want to talk about this one.
No, please. You signed a contract.
Alright, look. After the whole Goji Fan 1993 incident, I just, I really needed to branch out and just kind of, work with someone new. So I reached out to MIB. I told him, look, I'll be there for you. I'll be there night and day. Here's my number. Here's my address. I could have been his #1 guy, but that dude wanted nothing to do with me. So I said, you know what, man? Bring it on. I'll do it. I'll take you on. But the coward decided to go other ways. And since then, that's how I reached out to G-Man.
Well, at least you're beating him in the OnlyFans game. With all the stuff that's been going on in the world as a whole, and even to an extent in the Godzilla community, how do you feel about the community as a whole, and where do you think the future of this community is leading?
So I think you're always going to have those bad apples. And like any fandom that you go into, whether it's like Star Wars or Marvel or something, everyone's got the weird, toxic people. And unfortunately, what we have to do as a community is just kind of work together to try and combat that in whatever way we can. What are you eating?
Sugar. Pure sugar.
So, in the current climate of the world and the planet, there's a lot that gets talked about in terms of toxicity in the community. You look at the Star Wars community.
Jesus,
you look at the Star Wars community and you see Kelly Marie Tran get bullied off the internet for playing Rose. And, a lot of people see a lot of that same toxicity in the Godzilla community, and a lot of it happens to revolve around you. What do you have to say about the community as a whole, and what we can do as a community to get better moving forward?
John, I think you have it all wrong. Look, there's just a vocal minority who are just talking about the toxicity levels. The Godzilla fandom has been the biggest it's ever been, alright? Now, I know that a lot of people, just like a certain few on YouTube, have really been bringing up the whole toxicity buzzword. Such a buzzword just to get clicks. If the majority of the people were toxic, you'd see people like me be canceled off of Twitter like some other folks.
You've been banned from Twitter.
That's completely irrelevant. That was just because of the Goji fan incident.
Do we need to show you the tweets?
It's unrelated, right? It's the Goji fan incident.
No, the tweets are not unrelated to why you were banned.
Listen, I'm not really going to be doing much more of this if it keeps this up. Hey, you over there, I want you to stop recording.
And just try to grow and, just be a good person overall and spread kindness.
Oh, yeah, man.
And be, careful around the...
Yep, careful around the eyes.
Are you...
Can we stop for a minute?
Okay.
Can we stop for like 5, please? Alright, Jake D'Annunzio. You've crossed the gauntlet of Godzilla's gonad spiciness. And now it's time for the last dab.
What's going on? What are you doing there?
It's tradition around here that you put a little bit extra on the last wing. Not a lot, just one little dab like you can see right there. So if you would be so please go on ahead and do that yourself. Okay, that looks good. You like that?
Good to go.
All right, with this final question, I have to ask, what is the single worst Godzilla movie? Send it.
You didn't even sink your teeth into that one.
I didn't need to, my tongue caught it. Well.
You good?
Are we done with this?
No, we got one more to do. We got one more.
Jesus Christ.
Take the hot sauce, put a little bit more in the last one. It's tradition around here, put a little bit extra on the last one. Yeah. Put more in your last one. Fucking. What the? You know, other people have to eat that. It's a rare Godzilla hot sauce. They don't just make these unlimited.
I'm ready to go.
I can't describe how much I've hated having you as a guest, first off.
Likewise.
What do you mean? You haven't had me as a guest. What do you want me to do? Be on your OnlyFans?
You're a guest in my presence.
I'm a guest in your presence? You live in your parents' basement. Whatever. F it. F you. F this. What's your least favorite Godzilla movie?
You know, it's funny that you say that, John, because to be honest...
Yeah, be honest.
There's so little movies that could possibly be on that list. Because, like, everyone really just wants to point, like, to the same thing or debate on whether it's, you know, Cell or a Millennium. I mean, the Heisei era kind of lackluster. They just follow the same trope. They just have really lame special effects and making everything a laser beam. And don't even get me started on the story. That movie's just too damn long. But... I'm gonna have to go with the
really, I think, like, taking everything into account, it's honestly, like,
gotta
just gotta be Godzilla 98. This video was made possible by all of our lovely Patreon supporters, including Liquid Pestar, A. Souza Productions, Alonzo Gee, Andy Desiderio, Asriel, Casual Ronin, Christian Stamolis, Devin Pitsley, Eric Guzda, Eric Trin, Gabriel Zunzunigui, Godzilla Productions TV, Goji73, Gonzilla 1985, Jaws Infinity, Lloyd Beal, The G Team 2, Mason Ramone, Nabil Ulhak, Pacific Zilla, Professor Kaiju, Sentry Blue, Sergio Camacho, Terry Smith, The Immortal Red Fox, The Toho Society, Ultraman Ultimo, Whalezilla, Inaba, Prestige, Dustin Beetle and the Next Decade Productions, Gojira 91, Jacob Baines, Jawsman, Jeff King, Kaiju X, Laura Fitkin, Ryan Zeton, Simply Eldritch, William Zorio, and Hayden Bell.